everyone, it's Lacey, and I heard your requests for my green smoothie recipes, and I'd love to share this one with you. This is my absolute favorite. I make this one probably 3 or 4 days a week just because it's so good, and it's really easy, and you can have stuff on hand in a snap. So without further ado, here is my tropical green smoothie recipe.
So my son has been drinking a smoothie with me for breakfast every day since he's about 7 months old, when we taught him how to drink out of a straw. And he started out with a 3 to 4 ounce cup, and he's moved up to about an 8 or 9 ounce cup every morning. This is also where I sneak in his vitamin D drops, and it's a great way to get your kid some leafy greens if they don't like eating those yet, especially before they have the molars to chew them. Here is everything you need to make my tropical green smoothie. Some of the measurements are kind of guessing, 2 to 3 cups spinach, just whatever you want to put in. If you like a little less of something or a little more of something, you can adjust it to your taste. But I'll put the ingredients also in the video description down below, or you can pause the screen to jot those down. If you're not vegan, feel free to swap out the non-dairy milk for your regular milk. If you don't drink milk at all, you can also swap it out for water, which I do a lot. I just like to mix it up from day to day. So some days we do water. If it's been really hot out the day before, I'll usually do water, so it's a more hydrating version of a smoothie. If he needs a little more calcium one day, I will do the non-dairy milk. So it really just depends, but you can swap out that with regular milk if that's what you're drinking. And you can also swap out the yogurt for any brand or any kind of unsweetened yogurt. I wouldn't put any flavored yogurts in this one. I like to use speckled bananas over green bananas whenever possible because they're much more easily absorbed by the body, they digest much more easily, and they taste a little sweeter, and as my son appreciates, they're more snackable. So I rarely get to put the whole banana in the smoothie, so whatever is left, toss that in. If they eat more than half of the banana before it gets in the smoothie, I just pop in a half of a frozen banana that you might have in your freezer. Lots of people ask me how I manage to cook with my son awake and without at my ankles. And we got this little tower that he stands in so he can see what I'm doing. And I usually leave some toys up on the counter so him and I can play with toys when I have a second between cooking. And it works really great for us. I'll put the link to that tower in the description down below if you're interested in checking that out. I don't have a real set ratio for how much spinach I put in. I like a lot of spinach, and so does my son, and I think the more the merrier when it comes to leafy greens. So I just kind of do some handfuls of it and try to fill the blender. If it's half full of spinach, that's pretty good. If it's a little fuller, that's okay too. I do have a little trick for keeping your spinach fresh longer, and that is to put a paper towel in the container with the spinach. I usually lift up half the leaves, throw the paper towel underneath, and put them back in, and it helps absorb some of the liquid so the leaves don't get slimy, and so it'll keep your spinach fresh for a little over a week. Another good tip is if you want to get your little one involved, this is a great activity for them if you have a toddler, to help them put the spinach in the blender and they feel like they've helped out. Next up is an apple, and you can use any apple you'd like. I usually just go for what is ever cheapest at the store because I'm juicing it anyway. I wash it and we chop it up and throw it in. So I usually do Fuji or Gala a lot, or Red Delicious, just whatever. A Granny Smith's good too. My son loves apples, so another item that doesn't usually make the whole way into the smoothie. So I cut off the skin for him and usually give him a quarter of the apple to eat while I'm cooking, and then the rest goes in. And yeah, it doesn't really matter if it's not a whole apple because apples vary in size anyway. I use frozen mango chunks. It's easier to keep on hand that way, and we do a lot of green smoothies, so I just have a bunch of frozen ones in the freezer, and I just kind of pour it in to be about a cup. Pineapple, same thing. I like to do frozen, and I usually do about a half cup of pineapple. If I'm doing an orange, I will usually reduce the pineapple to about a quarter cup. For seeds, you can use whatever seeds you have on hand. I really like to do chia or hemp seeds because they have a lot of omegas in them. They're loaded with fiber and calcium, and those are all really good things for babies' development. And especially my son doesn't eat eggs anymore. He used to love eggs, now he will not touch them. So the chia seeds kind of give him those omegas that he won't otherwise get since he's not eating eggs. So once you've got your smoothie all blended up, go ahead and pour it out. I'm using about an 8-ounce mason jar for my son, and then I have just a giant Yeti tumbler, and whatever's left is what I get. So I always fill his to the top, and I just eat the leftovers. So I've already fixed him a plate for breakfast, so I usually give him some of his smoothie right away. He eats his breakfast, and then he finishes his smoothie if he's got any room left. And he always does because he just loves the smoothies. So it's never an issue getting him to drink this. In fact, he won't wait till the food gets on the table. So I'll usually just give him a little drink in the tower before we move to the table and sit down together to eat breakfast. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my tropical green smoothie recipe. And if you did, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to see more videos like these. Hit the bell to turn notifications on so you don't miss my next videos. And you can also find me on Twitter at Life by Lacey and Instagram at This Life by Lacey, where I post tons of food photos and recipes like these. See you guys next time. Bye.